Hey guys, Cdrama Invasion here. Welcome back to my channel, and today, as the title suggests, we're going to review a couple of dramas that I finished. So I had some time to kind of digest these dramas since it's been a few weeks, and now I'm ready to, I guess, tackle them. So first off, should we start off with the rant or should we start off with a positive? I'm going to do the two Bailu dramas first. So first off is Story of Kunning Palace. And then we'll talk about the train wreck that is Only for Love. Okay, so this one stars Bailu and Zheng He, as well as Wang Xingyue. So I'm mainly going to talk about those three. First off, this story is one that's like banned because of the time travel aspect. So of course they worked their way around it. Instead of time traveling, you have them in a book situation. Female lead gets a second chance at life, and she travels a couple years backwards. Before, she was this evil empress and everybody got a bad ending, and she's trying to do something about that. And because of it, you're in a lot of political situations. There's a lot of characters, and I think they did the pacing well for the most part. A lot of people said it was slow, and if you're looking for romance focused stuff, it definitely is slow. We're going through a lot of phases through her life, and there's so many people that she's acquainted with, like her childhood sweetheart, as well as second male lead, before you get to the actual main romance of the story, I guess. And I'll get into a bit of that later on, but let's talk about their acting skills. I thought Bailu was great. Her character here, at the beginning, she's poised. There's moments where she's playful when she lets her guard down, but she's always like a viper, ready to strike. She's very calculative, which makes sense considering like she knows that, hey, what's gonna happen? Is there a butterfly effect? Will things even change, or will all of her work be wasted? That type of thing is important in these time travel stories. There should be consequences for altering the timelines, and you see her try to navigate that. But alongside that, you also have her relationships with prominent characters, and I thought that they wrote the characters well. It took me a while to get sold on this one, to be honest, because of the flashbacks in her head, like her memories from the last life versus this life, and it was a little bit jarring at first, but once you get used to that style of formatting, this one's meant to be binged. I feel like it's true that in like 40 episodes, the first half, not much is going on. You're just trying to see her daily life and try to do little things that will change the outcome of what happens. But I did like it because you get to know a lot of these characters that works out later on, because there's a whole sequence later on where they have to rescue someone. So if you don't have these seeds planted before and see her grow up in this situation, you won't really care for those characters. Ling He is better here than My Journey to You, but I still think he needs a lot of improvement. Bailu is really good, and when they stand next to each other, he's fine in his cold scenes. Like, I think it's because he always gets the same role where he's mostly this cold guy. Sometimes like he gets angry, but that's all of his emotions, so those emotional beats don't hit as hard as they should have, and it shows, unfortunately. I think Bailu really does carry the show, and besides Bailu, Wang Xingyue, second male lead, I think is better than the male lead in terms of acting. I also think that the writers kind of did the male lead dirty though, with his story arc and the romance. Doesn't it feel a little bit rushed? Everything crammed in like the last 8 episodes or so. I was here for the pacing and everything, and then it got to that like main romance, and I was like, wow, this is a little bit aggressive and it's going really quickly. The reverse harem aspect of it was done well. It's giving me a little bit of Lost You Forever, just because that's like the only one I can think of that does this well, where all 3 male lead characters has enough time to shine, or you understand their motivations a little bit deeper. It's not just a flat character, which I enjoyed. Especially for the third male lead. He never really had a chance, to be honest, but that childhood sweetheart line was pretty impactful because even down the road when you don't see him at all, he still is at the back of your mind and you remember his character. As for standout episodes, I noted down episode 16 was a great one. The anticipation of that banquet ceremony and how everything went down was quite interesting and intense. All of the characters did a great job there, and the dialogue was so good. I was just watching from the edge of my seat. Episode 25, how the relationship ended between her and second male lead. That whole situation was so sad, and even if we knew that something must have happened to them because this man is so perfect and everything's going too good, and she ultimately chooses someone else, that you're like, what is gonna happen? The way she handled that was really sad. Such a great scene, excellent acting between both of them. But after that, the story kind of fell a little bit flat for me. I know a lot of the politics stuff was happening. And even though it was such a slow burn drama, I thought it felt a little bit weird. They did have some hints that female lead liked male lead later on, but it wasn't strong enough for me to move on from the second male lead. So all of a sudden, the last few episodes when they got together, the aggressive kissing scene, I was like, okay, I guess we're just going with it. It felt a little bit rushed. A lot of dramas should be cut down, but with this pacing and the last few episodes, I thought the romance story needed some extra time, I guess, some extra development. There's so much angst for that couple, and I wish we just got like some normal downtime where they talked or something. The princess character is so great. She's so beautiful, and from the start she was loyal to female lead. She was her day one, and that's so sweet. Especially seeing her whole character arc. I was so nervous that writers were gonna like do this girl versus girl drama where some misunderstanding will happen between them and they'll hate each other, but that didn't happen. So consistent friendship, we love it. The ending is like the only reason why I decided to, instead of this was a solid 7, and I decided to give it a 7.5 overall because the ending was pretty solid. What are your thoughts on this one? Let me know in the comments below, and let's move on to her other drama, which I kind of already spoiled that I did not like it in the first few seconds of this recording. But yeah, the main reason I think we can all universally agree is, why is it so damn long? It has no business being this long at all. They were just really trying to milk the money out of this, and you can definitely feel it. Only for Love has the worst pacing issues that I've ever seen like in a while. And that's saying a lot because these two, Dylan Wang and Bailu, are gorgeous. And so is the second leading couple here. The third couple kind of got on my nerves, to be honest. They were just, everybody was all over the place, honestly, and this was just going around in circles. I am actually in a romance heavy drama mood, so this is why I tried to binge watch it. Been doing chores and stuff at home, cleaning out my room and stuff, renovations, and putting it on the background. And the amount of times I laughed out loud, this would have worked if they weren't taking themselves as seriously as it was. Like if they were making fun of tropes and stuff, it would have been like funnier if they poked fun of themselves, but they were so serious with this romance, it was kind of funny. This would have been a hit, honestly, if it was condensed to like 20 episodes, 24 max, because the other side couples, but honestly, not much happens, and it's so boring. She's interested in him, like when she meets him, she tries to get his attention, and she continues to do so until he gets interested. Literally skip everything except for the main romance parts, which is only a couple minutes per episode, which is ridiculous, and it's 40 minutes an episode, so times that by 40 episodes, it's kind of insane. When I was watching this, I caught up to like 26 episodes, and I was like, wait, why is there like a cliffhanger? I'm so confused. And then I checked and I realized there's still like 20 more episodes to go. Insane. Can I tell you what? I know for a fact that these actors can all act. I've seen all of the dramas that they've been in. Basically, Bailu and Dylan Wang are great. The problem is the old type of script. It's very heavy on tropes and it's not done well. It's fine if you do a lot of tropes and stuff that's over the top, but first of all, pacing, second of all, do it well. And they didn't do that. I felt nothing for these characters, honestly. And if I would have known it was 40 episodes, like I was in too deep before I dropped it. So I kind of just skimmed through the romance stuff, and to see the resolution and stuff, that part was fine. We all know they live happily ever after. That's great. Kissing scenes are great, but it was not necessary to drag it out for so long. His niece was annoying at first too, but then I kind of liked her with the professor guy, played by Wei Jiming. And there was also, like, I was looking up little facts about this drama, the behind the scenes stuff, and some of these people on the set was literally so rude to the actors, like to Dylan in particular. He was suggesting like, hey, let's do it like this. I think it's more fun. I think it's more interesting if you do like pop culture references. He was talking about Goblin. There was a scene where he would save the female lead, and the headlight scene, if you watch Goblin or any Asian drama, they're like in shadow and then they walk slowly to the female lead. He's like, yeah, let's do this. Let's add some jokes and stuff. And he was very against some of these romantic scenes where I think there's a point where she calls him daddy, and they were both heavily against it. But in the end, like, the director is the director, and when you're a paid actor, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So I will not defend this drama because even the actors were like WTF at some point. And overall, I think that it's a good drama for an edit. Like, that's the only good thing I can say about it, to be honest. And they look good together, and it's definitely not the actors. I couldn't stand over half of the show, so I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. My suggestion is just watch those compilation romantic scenes online and you'll be good, okay? Like, skip this one. And the third drama that I'll review in this video is Wonderland of Love. This is a drama starring Shu Kai and Jing Tian. It came out around the same time of Story of Kunning Palace, so I kind of watched them back to back, which is maybe why I liked this one a little bit more than a lot of people. I thought that I was watching a lot of heavier stuff. Story of Kunning Palace is a lot more psychological at times. It's a lot more taxing on emotions. It's heavy. Well, Wonderland of Love, even though you have politics and stuff, it's kind of remaining that rom-com vibe throughout the drama, which I enjoyed. So this follows two people from different countries, different sides of the army, and they were trying to have a compromise. They were meeting each other and things happened. They end up working together and bumping into each other a lot. They're both generals of the opposing camps, and they fall in love. Like, all I can say is it's so cute. It's hate to love at first. The banter between them is very natural. And I thought that they did a great job with the characters. Like Shu Kai here, he's great. His character is charming, witty, pretty hilarious, and romantic as well. Like, they did such a great job in the romance department. I think that they had many moments where these two were just being very vulnerable to each other. They were talking it out, like their burdens and stuff, how they want the world to be peaceful, hence the title. Wonderland of Love is like they want to meet up after the war, after everything is peaceful, and basically go off to Wonderland. Sounds super cheesy, but it makes sense when you watch the drama. There's this current of chemistry that happens when they're on screen together. Maybe it's the writing or their demeanor, but it's so good. They also have these little pranks that had me entertained the whole time. Both the characters are quite smart, quick to read each other too, which I like. They know each other and they kind of use that a lot throughout the whole drama. And it's kind of fun to see them just sneak around dating, because obviously one is a general from this side and the other one is the opposing side, so you're not supposed to be seen near each other. You're not supposed to be nice to each other besides like temporary alliances. I think a huge selling point of this is just there's so many episodes with them practically doing nothing, just exploring the world, just hanging out, and I love that. It got much more serious later on, but even through those moments they would joke around and still believe in each other, which is great. The communication skills here is amazing. Literally every other drama pairing needs to take notes, because there was barely any misunderstandings. If there was, literally the next 1 or 2 episodes it was resolved. The actor who played the villain, which I can't spoil right now, was great too. Seen him in a couple of series and he's good. It's just, I don't know how I feel about him kind of being invincible, coming back from the dead like 50 times and trying to attack them while they just let him off the hook. One of my favorite scenes of comedy here was there's a scene where these two, they were supposed to fake a war and they were literally just dancing with each other, throwing dust around, pretending that they were fighting so no one would speculate that they have an alliance. And I was laughing so hard. That was one of the best scenes. The reason why the politics stuff didn't connect with me at all is because there's usually these characters that come back again and again, and we know, okay, this is a setup for something important later on, but it kept on being so repetitive and I got so annoyed, because honestly the main action is happening in the front line so far away from the capital, which is why that politics stuff literally skipped. The visuals were nice, and that whole cheesy thing about them walking on different opposite sides of the riverbank, fighting on different teams, just hoping one day with the same dream that they can just peacefully be in love and live their best lives. Oh, almost forgot to mention Liu Yuning is in here as well, and he makes quite a good impact on the story, especially when I was like, okay, I'm getting a little bit bored now. They introduce his character, which makes me like the drama, makes it bearable at least for those scenes, because I was like, okay, things are kind of staying the same. Like, I like it. It's just nothing's going anywhere. And they bring his character in, and I thought he was impactful. The only other thing I disliked about this drama is the second couple. They annoyed me to no end. Like, I like the female actress. I watched her in a couple of web series back a couple of years ago, and I enjoyed her performance. But this character, she just was kind of annoying. All of the comedy didn't hit for me. It was really cringy too. So yeah, I didn't really care for them. In the end, I ended up giving this an 8 because it was enjoyable, consistent, and it's one of the better Shukai dramas this year, since like Snow Eagle Lord was a no-no. Couldn't even get past like the first 2 episodes. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode. I have so many more dramas to review. They'll probably come soon, but it depends on whether anything else comes up, and I'm re-editing this at the moment since I got sick, so that happened. And I also got sidetracked with all of the other top 10 videos, but I'm currently working on the reviews I have yet to covered last year, so stay tuned for those, and hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.